Jay-Z's accusers finally speaks, but a mystery woman throws a wrench in his plans. There are two sides to every story, but there's only one backstory. It's a quiet Sunday night. Rap mogul Jay-Z lay fast asleep. His phone's ringing blared annoyingly throughout the house, waking him. His eyes slid open, locking on the dread in his wife's eyes. A few hours later, Jay-Z stood defiantly in a police lineup. His eyes ventured to his left, then to his right, side-eyeing the diverse line of criminals. Number 2, step up. Jay-Z took a few steps forward. Is that him? A young woman in her early 20s glared at each man with pain in her eyes. I'm really not sure if that's him. Number 3, step forward. Jay-Z stood in place contemplating how a man of his magnitude could be a free man one moment and in a police lineup in the next. The officer took him by the arm, guiding him into another room. Wait here. The victim's mother wants to talk to you. Now? Yes, right now. Can I have my lawyer present? The officer adamantly shook his head no and exited the room. The door gently opened. Jay-Z's eyes cut through the smoldering trepidation in the room and landed on the woman. She was just as he remembered. She was a sunrise in human form, warm, radiant, that oozed sensuality. He glared at her, mesmerized by her beauty. Standing before him was author and video vixen, Superhead. That's your daughter in there? Not quite. We'll get to that. How have you been? I've been better. Yes, you have. You look good. Jay-Z watched her methodically move about the room, but kept a sizable distance. What do you want? I want what every woman in this world wants. Respect, equality, eggplant. You didn't have to drag me all the way down here to get some respect. I'm not too sure about that. Years ago, I kept my end of the bargain, and you were never mentioned in my books. Jay-Z stood with a blank stare waiting for the punchline. I was sitting at home and it dawned on me. Superhead was ahead of her time. I was the original Kardashian, the OnlyFans model, the bearer of truth. Then the world shunned me. You shunned me. Are you here to destroy me? No, you'll do that all by yourself. You've got to seriously ask yourself, how does a billionaire goes from booking the Super Bowl to being booked at the precinct for misconduct? I'm innocent. You know there's always truth to every story or accusation. How much do you want? Now you're talking my language. Do you remember how much you paid me to keep you out of my books? Jay-Z nervously glared at the closed door, then back at Corinne. That agreement was between us. Corinne proudly pranced around the perimeter like a leopard with its prey in its mouth. I've come to learn that people don't care about facts. All they see is rapper, 13-year-old misconduct in the headlines. It's all a lie. Oh, I know it is. But people are driven by emotions and not facts. Their own lives are in shambles, and seeing Jay-Z, the embattled rap billionaire misconduct on charges, makes their lives worth living. That shit is sick. Is it though? Or is it designed that way? No one stays on top forever, Jay-Z. They know the horrific crash is coming and they're not going to look away. Jay-Z swallowed her provocative analogy before making one of his own. I have the best lawyers that money can buy. So does Diddy. She gleefully smiled. Don't be a bitch. Respect my pronouns. It's the bitch. Let's be clear. This moment was never about you. This was always about Queen Bee. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Or else what? You'll send your goons after me? You're a hot fish, Sean. You may want to not threaten me. Jay-Z's entire body radiated tension and anger, but he kept his composure. What does my wife have to do with this? Nothing, but everything. I have a cousin that I think you may know. I doubt it. I'm sure you do. The world knew of her until your wife co-opted her act and made it her own. You can't steal an act. Maybe your cousin wasn't good enough. Corinne took offense to his sarcastic words. Oh, she was music's next biggest thing. Her debut album in 2002 was epic. And then all of a sudden, BET Awards 2003 hits. When are y'all going to let it go? My wife is talented. Shut up. I stood on the side of that stage in 2003 watching your wife steal my cousin's act. I remember that performance. You were in it. Beyonce stole every part of her act. The legs, heels, hair, dancers. My cousin was ripped the fuck off. So what do you want me to do about it now? Who said I wanted you to do anything? I'll be in touch. Corinne shimmied to the door. Hey, you never told me who your cousin was. Oh, I'm sure you know of her. Her name is A. Marie.